Chapter 5, Lesson 3 is about turns and the 8-point compass. Okay, so here the kids will learn how to know the difference between clockwise versus counterclockwise. So the book calls counterclockwise anti-clockwise. So, but again, we need to use the term that's familiar to us, which is counterclockwise. Okay, so clockwise is clearly this direction. Okay, so that means it's going the direction of the clock. Okay, counterclockwise or anti-clockwise goes against the direction of the clock. Okay, one turn is 360 degrees. So one turn equals 360 degrees. So which means half a turn is 180 degrees. Okay, which means a quarter of a turn is 90 degrees and 3/4 of a turn is 270 degrees. Okay, so which means if we look at this again, this is your circle, that's 360 degrees. This is 180 degrees, the top. This is a quarter of a circle, which is a quarter of a turn to them. So that would be 90 degrees. So if we go 3/4, so that's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, that's 270 degrees. Okay, so the kids will also need to know how to read a compass. So the compass says north, south, and then west and east. Okay, so when I was younger, this was very difficult for me. So the way that I recalled how to do it is it's we. Okay, so which means if that's helpful, then use it. If it's not, then use your own method. Okay, so but in the middle of the north and the east is technically your northeast. Okay, in the middle of your south and the east is your southeast. Okay, in the middle of your north and your west is your northwest. And finally, in the middle of your south and your west would be your southwest. Okay, each of these is half of 90 degrees, which is 45 degrees. Okay, so which means we have exercises that comes from page 97. Okay, so on page 97, it says, it has a drawing. Okay, so I'll draw first. Okay, so the drawing's this. I just simplified the words. Okay, so it says the main entrance, Jane is standing at A. Jane is here at A, facing north. So facing north means facing the main entrance. Okay, then it says look at the diagram and answer the questions. So there's 4 questions which I shall discuss. So the first question says the main entrance of the zoo is, so main entrance of the zoo is north of Jane. So that means this is north. Okay, in letter B, it says the blank is northwest of Jane. So north and then west to the left. So that means that's the horse riding zone. So horse riding zone. Okay. In letter C, it says Jane faces northeast. So northeast. And then it says she makes a blank turn clockwise to face the cafe. So that means to face the cafe needs to go this way, clockwise. So that means that's a half turn because that's by here 180 degrees. So that's half turn. Okay. In letter D, it says Jane faces southwest. So southwest. She's facing the cafe. She turns anti-clockwise through an angle of. So she turns anti-clockwise. So this way. Okay, so then it says, and ends up facing the elephant zone. So she's facing the elephant zone, so she goes 45 degrees. Anti or counterclockwise to face the elephant zone. So again, parents and kids, it's important that you understand the difference between one turn, one full turn, half turn, a quarter turn, and 3/4 turns. Okay, it's also important to know the difference between north, south, west, and east. Okay, and all the middle directions of that. So it's always the north or the south that comes before the west or the east. So that's why it's north, west, or north, east, and south, west, and southeast. That concludes lesson 3 of chapter 5, which also concludes the chapter. See you in the next